surprising that many presentations and this conference were dealing with the non-local communication, even at the level of its practical usage. So I am very glad to have an opportunity to explain the essence of this phenomenon from the viewpoint of philosophy and physics by presentation of my discovery of the unity principles. Many philosophers and scientists have correctly expressed the unity principle by the sentence, everything is connected to everything else. But nobody has discovered its essence. How does the universe work? What is its basic constituent? What is the essence of consciousness? Does personal God exist? And what is its nature? Those are the basic questions that contemporary science cannot answer. The essence of existence with its unity principle cannot stay undetected if you use a strong dialectical logic leading to the only possible solution. At the highest level of abstraction, we can say that something is. But this something is nothing until we say that there is something else, towards which something defines itself as a difference. So something plus and something else minus are not two independent entities, but they are two opposites of the same one. These opposite poles are in a dynamic mutual relation, attraction and repulsion, manifested as vibration, oscillation. A bipolar one, as a self-repulsion and self-attraction of its opposite poles, represent the elementary quantum connection, plus minus, or elementary quantum dipole, plus minus. Everything, including matter, energy, space, information, consciousness, is built of elementary quantum connection, dipoles, plus minus, where every plus is connected to all minus, so everything is connected to everything else. You can see the basic schema of quantum dipole or quantum connection. The dialectical relation between the whole universe and the part means that the whole divides itself into parts in such a way that every part is connected to the whole. What means that every part is connected to all rest parts of the whole. As all connections are also parts, so all parts are connections. There is no difference between part and connections. This is possible only if everything is made of elementary bipolar connections, plus minus. Everything is connected to everything. Every separated part is connected to all rest parts of the universe. This unity principle is a basic principle for the whole universe, following from its dialectics. The universe as a whole divides itself in such a way that every new positive pole is expelled from all existing negative ones, and every new negative pole is expelled from all existing positive poles. This means that every positive pole is connected to all negative ones and reciprocally. Internal structuration of the universe, its plurality generation, means its cosmic expansion. Everything, including our spiritual soul, is made of elementary quantum connections. Let us look at the scheme of a particle, neutron, compound of 3 plus and 3 minus pole with 9 internal quantum connection and indication of external connections through which a particle is connected to the whole universe. So all particles of physical objects are defined by quantum dipoles creating its internal structure, as well as external quantum dipoles connecting the particle object to the whole universe Some quantum physicists say that it looks like the elementary particles reach the whole universe, but they are really right, but they cannot say why. Why is it? External quantum connection of any object creates its vacuum. So these connections are very long comparing to this internal connection created in the particle. So this connection creates the vacuum. The vacuum that any object is entangled or connected to all other objects of the universe. Every object, including Earth, drags its own vacuum during its motion. Localism versus no localism. Every elementary quantum dipole creates the elementary quantum of space. So the volume of space is given by the number of elementary quantum dipoles. We can imagine quantum dipole as a balloon representing its space in which two charges of opposite poles are melted. The universe is a network of non-local connections. Thanks to direct quantum connection, where everything is connected to everything else, the whole universe represents the unity, where every part reflects all the rest of the universe, as well as is reflected in it. So the universe as a whole represents a self-reflecting, self-mirroring, and self-closed unity of the highest complexity. Self-reflections means the life, consciousness, and the level of self-reflections, consciousness, life, is given by the level of system complexity. The higher the complexity of self-closed and a self-reflecting system, the higher the level of self-reflection, consciousness. The universe as a whole, in its unity, represents the highest levels of complexity with the highest level of self-reflections, so it means consciousness of personal God. Man with his spiritual soul is also a system of very high complexity, so his self-reflections refers the level of self-awareness, I am and I will. The universe in its self-reflecting simultaneous unity represents the subjectivity of personal God, created in its objective side, space and time, by internal structuration. Personal God is the highest unity of the highest complexity of the self-closed and self-reflective system universe, made of elementary quantum connections plus minus. Consciousness of personal God is the essence of our existence, creating his reality from his own energy. Without direct non-local quantum connections, the subjectivity of life, consciousness, and spirit, self-consciousness or self-awareness is impossible. Through only local interactions, the essence of life and consciousness cannot be explained. This picture shows two quantum dipoles acting locally by their mutual repulsive pressures. They are holders of elementary quanta of space, but they differ by their lengths. The left one is shorter, stronger, and more energetic, with more energy, and the right one is weaker, longer, and having less energy. The more energetic and shorter the dipoles are, the higher is the mutual local repulsive pressure. The multiplication of energy and length give the same value for every quantum connection or every quantum dipole. Energy is the motion or potential for motion as a consequence of attraction and repulsion of quantum dipoles. There are only two basic interactions: local, based on repulsive pressures of spaces of quantum dipoles, and non-local, this and this, based on direct quantum connections. And there are only two forces, attractions and repulsion. All known forces like electromagnetic, strong, weak, and gravitational are only their manifestations. It is strange that contemporary theoretical physics is under the pressure of wrong dogma of localism and interprets mistakenly the basic interaction as an exchange of point-like bosons between point-like fermions. So the standard model of particle physics based on erroneous localism must be replaced by the true description of the microworld built of quantum dipoles. The same situation is in cosmology, where gravity based on Einstein's theory is a local interaction mediated by gravitational waves or gravitons, moving by limited speed of light. But the true gravity acts instantaneously and is mediated by direct vacuum quantum dipole connecting all celestial bodies mutually, and is mediated by direct vacuum quantum dipoles and creating the these long quantum connections. These long quantum connections of celestial bodies create the cosmic vacuum. Cosmic gravity is a consequence of cosmic expansion. Contemporary positivistic science is based on a localism, according to which we can deal only with what is reachable for our senses and testable in practice. As local touch interactions between flows coming from our sides to our body, eye, ear, skin, tongue and nose, cause our sensual perception, we deny the existence of non-local connection, but this is a great mistake. It's just invisible, direct, non-local connection, unreachable for our senses and instruments, represent the true essence of everything and follow naturally from the dialectical logic reachable to our mind, as well as from quantum physics known as entanglement. The unity principle is the clearest manifestations of Occam's razor, as it is impossible to have a simpler relation than attraction and repulsion of opposites. We do not need to create speculative theory of everything, but we need to understand deeply the exact and simple mechanism of the unity principle. Famous Nobel physicist John Wheeler said, "Someday we'll understand the whole thing as one single marvelous vision that will seem so overwhelmingly simple and beautiful, then we may say that to each other, oh, how could we have been so stupid for so long? How could it have been otherwise?" Let us look at the quantum structure of basic elementary particles, which are not compact corpuscles without internal structure, but formations with more or less composite structures made of the internal quantum connections, dipoles. Photon is, as a quantum of light, is a free elementary quantum dipole, plus minus, which thanks to mutual attraction and repulsion of its opposite poles performed a permanent oscillation, manifesting outwards as an electromagnetic wave during a flight. This fact is a consistent and factual explanation of the wave-particle duality of the light. All particles represent bound form of energy made of quantum dipoles plus minus photons. Particles are neutral if the number of positive and negative poles equals. Particles with prevalence of positive poles are positively charged, for example proton, and with negative ones, negatively charged, for example electron. Electron is made of two quantum dipoles, neutrino, and proton is made of 6 elementary quantum dipoles that create its internal structure. All dipoles of a proton are very energetic, short and strong, so the forces of mutual attractions can compensate mutual local repulsive pressure of their spaces. in such a way that the proton is the most stable composite structure. The proton can be destroyed only by this annihilation with an antiproton. Neutron in its basic state is made of 9 quantum dipoles. Inside a neutron we can see the structure of a proton with very short and strong quantum dipoles and one negative pole is connected to 3 positive ones by such much weaker and longer quantum connection, so that this pole can be released during a beta decay. Photons are able to join with elementary particles like protons, electrons, neutrons, taking them into excited states. Neutron in its excited state with 16th elementary quantum dipole represent the bound state of a proton and electron. The neutron is not as stable as a proton, and after its excitation one photon, it decays into the proton and electron. All other particles and their mutual interactions are described in detail in my special papers devoted to this problem. God is his universe. God contains his whole created world in himself as a subject-object relation, where subject represents the unity of the world through which God performs his self-reflection. The unlimited God as everything, has his limit manifestations through his universe, which is again unlimited. God is expressed here as a 4-dimensional reality, limited by his 3-dimensional space, which is closed, having no limit. The picture is only an illustration of God, where the 4-dimensional reality of God represents his subjectivity, spirit, manifested through his 3-dimensional space of the physical universe. It means that every elementary quantum dipole is only a holder of elementary quantum of 3-dimensional space, but at the same time it is a 4-dimensional quantum of divine spirit. The subjectivity and spirituality of person God is the source of our spirituality. The center of the universe is in ourself. I am in my consciousness, which is me. I cannot get outside. I am always here in now. Only the world of my consciousness is real, with its imagination, inspirations, feelings, emotion, knowledge, desire, and goals. The outside objective world is my mirror through which I perform my self-reflection. It represents the other side of me, and I can see it only through my consciousness. The physical universe is an oscillating, expanding, and contracting finitude with the infinite limit. Cosmic expansion is a consequence of internal structuration of the universe. The expanding universe is the expanding network of elementary quantum dipoles that can be easily described by the matrix in which the line represents positive poles and columns negative poles. Points of intersections represent elementary quantum dipoles as connection of opposite poles. New points of intersections represent new quantum dipoles created during quantum cosmic jumps. The newest quantum dipoles, being longest and weakest at the same time, represent the threads through which God manipulates, managing the creative evolution of the expanding universe. As this action is now in contemporary phase of cosmic expansion, very gentle, very subtle, it looks like it does not exist. The basic space-time equation of the expanding universe, where volume of space is given by the number of quantum elementary dipoles, and the time, okay, represent the number of elementary quantum jump of the universe from the beginning of its expansion to contemporary state. The basic quantum equation reflects the internal structuration of the universe, creating thus its own expanding space and flowing time. The detailed analysis of this equation, with its interesting and important consequences, is made in many my papers and also in this my book. Of course, this equation can show only how three-dimensional space of the universe is evolving in time, but say nothing about how a creative divine idea is included into the physical quantum structure of the universe, creating its information contents. Multi-level hierarchy of the existence. God operates through the whole physical universe at its various levels, made of different energetic and information structure. Our body soul, as well as the whole universe, consists of the following levels made of quantum dipole of different intensity: biological and vegetative level, sensual astral level, mental level, intelligence, and spiritual level, emotion, mind, and free will. All these levels, including mental and spiritual souls, are self-closed and self-reflecting physical structure, mutually interconnected and made of elementary quantum connections. Human consciousness operates through all these levels, but now it looks like it acts only through the biophysical reality achievable for 5 corporeal senses. But corporeal death means only that human consciousness finishes acting through 5 biophysical corporeal sensing and starts to operate through astral as well as mental and spiritual levels. Plants act only through the biophysical and vegetative level, while animals include also sensual level and some aspect of mental one. Only human consciousness acts through all levels of the hierarchy. All levels of human body soul represent relatively separate complex structures made of elementary quantum dipoles of different intensity, but all they are mutually interconnected, as everything is connected to everything. We cannot say that our spiritual souls are embodied in our biophysical bodies, as they are only in a close mutual connection. Out-of-body experience is just the evidence that spiritual and mental soul, together with its astral body, can release its close connection to a biophysical and vegetative body. And very interesting are also experiments carried out in Ljubljana, Slovenia, presented by Mr. Amrit Sorli, showing that after the death of living organism, their weight decreases. It means that higher quantum structure, vegetative and astral bodies, are released from their biophysical bodies, carrying away a certain mass in a form of vital energy. Biophysical body, together with its vegetative sphere, is developing according to information coded in DNA, containing the full information for evolution of biophysical body and creating its astral image, astral body, according to which the biophysical body is evolving. At the moment of conception, the complex quantum structure of spiritual soul is created, possessing a spiritual spark for the future spiritual development during the life. The whole human personality, with all its levels, including spiritual souls, is created at the moment of its conception, waiting for its future development. The quantum structure of human spiritual soul is formed during the conception from new created quantum dipoles, which are very subtle and weak. So we need the lower levels, including biophysical body, to take energy from them and strengthen and form our spiritual souls during our spiritual development on earth. In contemporary stage of cosmic expansion, it is the only way how to create new spiritual beings, unlike early stage of cosmic expansion, when the new quantum structure of angelic spiritual souls were enough energetic to be fully self-aware at the moment of their creation. The greatest mistake of idealistic and theological philosophy is the assumption that spiritual means immaterial or unphysical, as well as materialistic declaration that our consciousness is only a function of our biophysical brain and its activity. Another great mistake is to represent the cosmic consciousness as an impersonal intelligence. To say that God creates energy is nonsense, as energy is an eternal attribute of God, so it cannot be created. God is the light of the world. God is just the light, energy, that everything is made of. The heaven as a part of the whole multi-level physical universe is also physical, but made of subtle quantum dipole structures unreachable for our temporal biophysical senses. After the death of our biophysical and vegetative body, the level of physical sphere through which our mind will operate will change to the level of astral, mental and spiritual reality, and we will interact with it mainly by direct non-local quantum connection in contrast with contemporary local touch sensual interaction. Even now on Earth, some people have the ability of direct quantum conscious mental action and object, kinesis, and people, telepathy, through direct quantum connection. There are also other paranormal phenomena, as they were presented by Dr. Dominic Cyril, confirming the remote non-local communication of consciousness. If we want to study the relation between entropy and syntropy, we have to notice the principal difference between two basic interactions, local mechanical and quantum non-local interaction. While local mechanical interaction based on repulsive pressures of quantum deltas are manifested by the law of entropy, dissipation, disintegration, disorder, destruction, non-local connections are responsible for the dominant role of the law of syntropy, differentiation, structuration, growth of complexity, creation, life, consciousness. The law of entropy, the second law of thermodynamics, is manifested only through mechanical processes in thermodynamic system where pressure, density and temperature tend to become uniform over time as they result from local mechanical collision and mutual pressures of their particles. But the local touch interactions between objects represent only a subsidiary aspect of reality made of direct non-local quantum connection. The universe is not mechanical entropy, but dialectical syntropy, built according to its unity principle, where the law of syntropy plays the dominant role as a manifestation of divine creativity. The universe as a whole transits from one quantum state to the following. It means there is only one basic cosmic time defined by elementary quantum cosmic jumps, where every actual quantum state defines the simultaneity for the whole universe. This fact excludes the possibility of the universe to have two different flows of time, forward and backward. The retroactivity represented in the theory of syntropy as a flow of entropy or information from the future is a seeming phenomenon. Our subconsciousness connected to the whole reality can feel in advance through direct quantum connection representing the invisible reality, what reality will be later manifested at the visible level. On this basis, some people can forecast or feel the events that will occur later at the visible reality. Processes that look like random at the visible objective level are not quite random at the quantum invisible emotional subjective level. On the other hand, our emotional and thinking activity concerning the future facts can influence them from higher spiritual quantum levels, emotion, thinking, in such a way that they will appear later at the visible level in a form evoking the impression that information of them we have already obtained in advance. It means that the future in contemporary theory of syntropy is the present at the higher level of quantum reality from the viewpoint of the unity principle, reachable for our subjective intuition. The knowledge of the unity principle can support the theory of syntropy in the sense of its simplification, clarification, and importance, as it shows that syntropic processes based on direct non-local quantum connection are primal, dominant, and fundamental, while entropic ones based on local mechanical touch interaction are only subordinate. Entropic mechanical processes lead to disintegration of system, while entropic ones to their evolution and reinforcement. Our biophysical body with its vegetative level represents a dynamic equilibrium between entropic and syntropic processes. Our biophysical body functions mainly through mechanical processes like flows of blood, electric signal in our nervous system, while the vegetative level represents its quantum superstructure of non-local quantum connection, managing automatically the vegetative processes in our human body. Body's level, biophysical and vegetative, create an inseparable unity, so that the death of biophysical body leads consequently to the gradual decay of its quantum vegetative superstructure. The death of biophysical and vegetative body is a consequence of superiority of entropic destructive processes over syntropic ones. Quantum superstructure of vegetative level is not enough strong to prevent the destruction of biophysical body. Quite different is situation regarding our spiritual, mental, and sensual body. Our souls represent a self-construct quantum structure of high complexity made of very subtle quantum dipoles, mutually interconnected into the indestructible unity, our subjectivity and personality. Because the mutual local repulsive pressures, entropy, are so weak that cannot destroy our spiritual soul. At this quantum level, the syntropy plays the dominant role, guaranteeing our immortality. The soul frees its close quantum connection to the biophysical body after its death, and starts to act at higher and more subtle levels of physical reality. Our subjectivity, unity, comes just directly from the subjectivity, unity of personal God, and being fully syntropic cannot be destroyed by entropic processes in our biophysical body. Information plays a crucial role in syntropic creative processes. Information is a reflection of something in something else. It means communication. The elementary quantum dipole plus minus 10 to x bipolarity represent the elementary quantum of information, and the universe as a living divine energy information organism of the highest complexity and from the viewpoint of information, the unity principle can be expressed by the following sentence: everything communicates with everything else. The increasing cosmic network is at the same time the increasing information structure and manifestation of creative intelligence of divine mind. The processes of mutation and selection is not blind, but organized according to already existing and gradually evolving information coded in the quantum information structure of the whole universe. Living forms evolving on Earth have their ideal forms, quantum structure, attractors, situated at high subtle level of the universe. In a divine mind, the richness of life with almost infinite number of beautiful living forms on Earth is just a clearer manifestation of unbelievably high creative intelligence of nature, as a direct consequence of the highest intelligence of personal God, who represent the final attractor towards which the whole syntropic processes of human spiritual and social evolution is oriented. The closer we evolve towards God, the more conscious, happy, and free we become. The knowledge of the law of syntropy should lead to the increase of human dignity in order to accept again man as an immortal spiritual being whose spirituality follows directly from the spirituality of personal God. The knowledge of the unity principle and its manifestation is a base for new true science, for philosophy and theology, including theoretical physics, biology, sociology, as well as science of consciousness. The early mankind will know the truth, the battle for its destiny. Thank you for your attention.
You mentioned an experiment showing a slight loss of weight.
Yes.
A small percentage loss of weight at the moment of death. Last night, our Russian speaker, Irina, she showed an example of a visual phenomenon, or at least something which records
Yes.
as a visual image on a camera.
Yes.
People tried asking questions, and we heard something about if the camera has a crystal lattice, which I personally didn't get. But anyway, is there any kind of connection between the loss of weight and some kind of observable phenomena with a visual form at the moment of death?
Do you mean that after our death, the structure of our soul, our soul with its astral body has the weight? So after our death, the weight of the dead body decreases comparing to the life.
And there was some kind of expansion of something that was recorded in visual form.
Yes.
And contacts camera. I wonder what we could think by.
So I will.
Something moving out. She
Yes,
said
yes.
it was visibly in the company of angels. But
Yes, yes.
what we saw in the film was an expanding, like a balloon or cloud shape rising.
Yes, it is the practical. You can see it at the camera or at this video. Yes. Do you have some question to me?
Too many questions for me. Start from one.
It's something unclear in my presentation because I would say only what is more important, not all things about this.
Perhaps our silence is that we're overwhelmed by how much we put together, from string theory to
other
this model, and
yes.
it takes some digestion, I must say. You really worked very hard on this, both of you did, over a long time. I want to
Yes.
thank you